So this past weekend, I saw the latest Bob Odenkirk action comedy, Normal. Now, I actually got to see this movie last month at South by Southwest. If you guys had saw my Hoppers quick review, you noticed that my background was a little bit different when I did that, and that was because I was in Austin, Texas for that. And I managed to see it, and I remember thinking it was a solid movie. Now, granted, when I had watched it, I was like two out of the four people left to go into the theater before everyone else had to pretty much leave in line. And so I was kind of off of that sort of feeling of like, oh my god, I made it in. And even if I still really liked the movie, I was like, well, maybe it was just because I was at South by Southwest and I was just having that like really good like adrenaline feeling. So let me go see it again when it is now fully released. Bring a friend, and hopefully I would have the same opinions. And I would say I did. I thought it was a great watch. I really think that Bob Odenkirk, for his age and the fact that he's playing these everyday guys and still being funny as well, doing all of these like fight scenes, I think is pretty awesome. My only issues rather with the film are that its villain or villains are very paper thin. I'm not looking for complex. I'm just looking for fun, or at least funny. And to me, they're just kind of the most bland villains you can think of, with no sort of like rememberability about them. And I do think that the narration in this movie, there's really no point to it, in the sense of like it's just exposition dumps. And to me, I think if you had gotten rid of it, it wouldn't change the movie. But otherwise, everything else about this movie I think is great. Ben Wheatley, he directs it with confidence and really knows what he's in for. Same with Derek Kolstad, who writes it. He understands what he wants to do with the film. Its action is pretty fun. Its pacing runtime is excellent. Its story, it's not revolutionary, but I wasn't expecting much for the movie, and so I found it a really good time. But overall, I think it's a solid watch. If you just want to see Bob Odenkirk play, an everyday man like he did in Nobody, and still be funny, you'll get a kick out of this. And I do think that it's unfortunate that it's just not going to get the big amount of attention that it should get, in the sense of like at least get people talking. But I at least had a fun enough time to think, man, for as much as this was the only movie I saw at South by Southwest, I'm happy rewatching again that it still felt the same way as I did when I first saw it.